Good afternoon. The Secretary General will brief you on today's session, and then he'll be happy to take your questions. Secretary General.
Good afternoon. We have just finished a meeting of NATO's defense ministers. And in an unpredictable world, we are strengthening NATO's deterrence and defense. Fair burden sharing underpins this. There is a renewed sense of urgency for all allies to invest more in defense, to move forward on all aspects of burden sharing, cash, capabilities and contributions to NATO missions and operations. This was the focus of our discussion last night. It is clear we are making progress. This will be the fourth consecutive year of rising defense spending. But we still have a long way to go. Allies have committed to have credible national plans. I would expect these to show real increases in defense spending year on year and a realistic path to 2% of GDP on defense. Allies will report on the national plans before the end of this year, and we intend to discuss them at our meeting of defense ministers in February. Allies should also invest in new capabilities and make contributions to our missions and operations. This is about fairness, but more importantly, it's about our security in a more unpredictable world. Our deterrence and defense includes conventional capabilities, cyber defense, missile defense, and the nuclear dimension. So today, we held a meeting of the Nuclear Planning Group. This is part of our work to ensure we have the right tools and procedures in place, so NATO nuclear forces remain safe, secure, and effective. We also addressed concerns about the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, a landmark agreement that abolishes a whole category of weapons. This treaty is in danger because of Russia's actions. After years of denials, Russia recently acknowledged the existence of a new missile system called 9M729. This system is destabilizing. It's a serious risk to our security. Allies agree that Russia has not been transparent and refuses to provide any credible answers. The most plausible assessment is that Russia is in violation of the INF Treaty. We call on Russia to address our serious concerns. What is more concerning is that this is part of a pattern of behavior over many years. Today's announcement by the Dutch and the British governments have exposed Russia's indiscriminate campaign of cyber attacks around the world. The Netherlands briefed the NATO defense ministers on the targeting of the organization of the prohibition of chemical weapons in Hague by a hostile cyber operation. This operation was carried out by GRU, the Russian military intelligence services. It was disrupted by the Dutch intelligence services in partnership with the UK. Moreover, the UK has identified the GRU as being behind a number of other cyber attacks around the world. These have affected citizens in many countries, including Russia, and caused enormous economic costs. NATO allies expressed their solidarity with the decision by the Dutch and the British governments to call out Russia on its blatant attempt to undermine international law and international institutions. Russia must stop this reckless pattern of behavior, including the use of force against its neighbors, attempted interference in election processes, and widespread disinformation and campaigns. In response, NATO will continue to strengthen its defense and deterrence in the cyber domain. We are making significant progress, setting up a new cyber operations center, bolstering our cyber resilience, and integrating national cyber capabilities into NATO missions and operations. Some allies have successfully used their cyber capabilities against ISIS in Iraq and Syria to suppress terrorist propaganda, hinder their ability to coordinate attacks, and to protect forces on the battlefield. Today, several more allies have offered their cyber capabilities to NATO. I thank them. This is a big step forward. These cyber capabilities will make us as strong in cyberspace as we are on land, at sea, and in the air. Of course, we remain a defensive alliance acting proportionately and in line with international law. We are also making progress in setting up new counter-hybrid support teams. These teams will provide tailored assistance to our nations to prepare for and to respond to hybrid attacks. This too is about alliance solidarity. At the same time, NATO is responding to the instability on our southern neighborhood, on our southern borders. Our new training mission in Iraq will help local forces to secure their country. And we continue to support other partners, Jordan and Tunisia, to improve their defense and security capabilities. Our hub for the South in Naples is also working to monitor and understand regional threats like terrorism and failing states. Today we were joined by EU High Representative Federica Mogherini and our partners Finland and Sweden. We are stepping up our cooperation with the EU on cyber defense, military mobility, and in countering hybrid threats. We also heard about the EU's efforts on defense and how they can complement NATO's work. This has the potential to contribute to the enhanced security of Europe and North America. And with that, I'm ready to take your questions.